The following message is transmitted at the request of the Minnesota Emergency Management Agency, Coochin County, Minnesota. Deadly mutated rats are on the loose in International Falls and surrounding areas. Early this morning, a biology lab in Fort Frances, Canada was conducting experiments based on the effects of different chemicals on rats. The experiment went horribly wrong, as a 50 tablespoon dose of the chemical was given to each of the 150 rats as opposed to the 50 teaspoons that were necessary. These rats are very harmful and are likely going to move towards more civilization to the south and east and west. Stay tuned to news outlets for more updates on this developing situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Missouri Emergency Management Agency. Biologically mutated rats escaped from a lab in Minnesota early this morning. The rats are able to move at such fast speeds that they have already made it to east central Missouri. They have chewed up and destroyed several major food retailers and plants along with major water supply systems. It is unknown at this time if the rats have transmitted disease through these sources. However, one of the rats was captured near Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and is now undergoing testing to determine if there are any diseases involved. A boil water advisory will likely be required.
Due to earlier biological disaster, a boil water advisory is now in effect for the following states: Minnesota, Michigan, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Missouri. Biologically mutated rats may have transmitted disease into the water supply. It is unsure at this time if they have yet, but they are being tested. This message is fuel safety. Boil all water at a temperature of at least 220 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes prior to usage.
An emergency has been declared in this area. For emergency details, please tune to Channel 99.
As the Christmas holiday approaches, travelers and shoppers are becoming increasingly worried about the biological incidents spreading through that country. The rats tested positive for a deadly disease, but the exact disease and bacteria is unidentifiable. However, after several other tests, we do know that it spreads through food and even more so through the water supply. While 90% of the rats have died in cold and snowstorms, the water supply has continued to transport the disease nationwide. This may already be fatal. Do not drink water at all costs. Try only to drink bottled water, which has not had the bacteria in it yet. Since this disease is unknown, it may be able to survive water of boiling temperatures. This is an extremely dangerous situation. Stay tuned for further updates, and warn other Christmas goers if possible.
Water main break. Water main break. Run for the hills. Anyway, a major water main has broken that supplies water to all areas of the city of New York. The water is contaminated with a deadly disease and has begun flooding the city. Anyone who comes in contact with or consumes the water will have an almost instant death if the disease eats them alive. Due to the huge population of the city and the time it took to get this message out, 1 million people have already died, and the few survivors are in severe condition. However, although it is a dire situation, there is hope. Biologists have determined that the previously unknown diseases now known as